What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Grab the Remote podcast. My name is Matt. It has been a long time since I've uploaded anything on this channel. I've been really busy for the past year. I haven't had time, but you know what? We're going to make time because I want to talk about movies. And I've been wanting to for a while, so we're going to do it because why not? We got some fun things to talk about today. We got the box office report from this past weekend. It's Monday, so we're going to talk about that. Dan Aykroyd, he talked about the future of him in Ghostbuster films. We're going to talk about that. Kevin Smith announced we're getting Dogma 2. We're going to talk about that as well. There was a Star Wars movie that was originally going to come out in December of 2026. That's not happening anymore. Disney pulled it off the 2026 release schedule. And then Zack Snyder has a new movie coming out with Netflix. We're going to talk about that as well. But let's get into the box office first. Not a good weekend for Red One. This was a really bad weekend for that movie. Let's go over the top five, shall we? So at number one was Red One, making $34 million. At number two, Venom, The Last Dance. It made $7.3 million. At number three is The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. That made 5.4. At number four is Heretic. That made 5.1. And then number five, still in the top five, is The Wild Robot, making $4.3 million. So I want to talk about The Wild Robot because this was a movie I just didn't really expect to do all that well at the box office. I thought there was a chance it would lose money. It didn't feel like something that would do well. And then we saw Transformers 1 that bombed. That had a really bad opening weekend. So I was thinking, uh-oh, not good for The Wild Robot. Wild Robot has legs. It's been doing really, really well. It's made $137 million domestically. It made $170 million internationally. So it's made $308 million worldwide. That is pretty good for this little animated movie, and it's wonderful. You know, right now it is my pick for animated movie of the year. I think that the Oscars should give the best animated feature to The Wild Robot because I think it's a wonderful film. I think it's a masterpiece. If I'm going to be honest, when you talk about animation, it is one of the best animated movies I may have ever seen. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. If you have not seen The Wild Robot, go see The Wild Robot. It's really, really good. I really do highly recommend it. Heretic, small little movie, made $20 million in the US. That's probably good enough for Heretic. It made five internationally. I don't know why it's not doing well internationally, but whatever. It's made 25 million so far. It's going to do fine. It's going to make its money. It's going to make some more. It's going to be a success. I enjoyed the movie. I did. I didn't necessarily love it as much as everybody else did. Hugh Grant's great in this movie. I mean, the acting in general is really good, but Hugh Grant in general was fantastic in this film. I absolutely loved him. He was really, really creepy and unsettling. He made you laugh at times too. So I thought he was really good. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. This is doing better than what I thought it would because it felt like people were kind of sick and tired of the Venom movies. They didn't really like the second movie, and it's kind of been going down as far as the amount it's made. And then you look at movies like Madam Web and Morbius. I felt like Venom: The Last Dance was just not going to do well at the box office, and I was wrong. It made 127 million here in the US, which isn't bad. It's pretty good, but worldwide, it made 436. It made 308 internationally. That's pretty good. It's made its money back and more. These movies, I believe, cost what, $100 million to make. Like, they don't spend much on these movies, which is smart by Sony. Don't spend $250 million on your Venom movie because if you do, it's not going to do well. It's going to lose money. You spend 100, maybe 150 at the most. It it's going to make money. It did quite well. So yeah, Venom: The Last Dance, $436 million. That's kind of surprising. And then you got the best Christmas pageant ever. This movie probably cost nothing to make. It's made 19.9. It's going to hit 20. It's probably going to get to 30 if I had to guess. I haven't seen this movie yet. I really don't know anything about this movie, if I'm going to be completely honest. Um, yeah, I assume it's a Christian Christmas movie by the sound of it, and I'm only saying that because this movie had a early screening at my local theater. That only happens for Christian films, so I'm assuming this movie is a Christian Christmas movie. It's just what I'm assuming. And hey, it's making a decent chunk of change. It couldn't cost too much money. But let's talk about Red One. Red One is a bomb, or it's looking like it's going to be a bomb. This is a Christmas movie that costs $250 million to make. Why? Why are you making a Christmas action movie for $250 million? It makes no sense. It made $34 million on its opening weekend here. Internationally, it's made $50 million. This movie's not going to do well. This movie's going to lose money. It's going to be a bomb. It's going to be a flop. And I think, again, this is just another sign to the whole Dwayne Johnson isn't the world's biggest movie star, because his movies don't make $1 billion unless they're Fast and Furious movies or Jumanji movies, which is a ensemble cast. When you talk about a Dwayne Johnson centered movie, and yes, I get it, you have J.K. Simmons and Chris Evans in this movie and whatnot, but this is a Dwayne The Rock Johnson film. Like, he doesn't sell movies like people think. I don't get it. It doesn't look good. I didn't see the movie, to be fair. Maybe people are like me. I'm waiting till after Thanksgiving. I'm waiting until probably, because I do have a family thing on the 30th. I'll probably go see it December 1st. This will be the first movie I see in December, more than likely. Um, but I can't say I'm surprised that this movie is flopping because it looked bad. It looked really, really bad. So I don't know why people are finding this potentially appealing. Maybe I'll figure that out one day. But yeah, Red One, it's not looking good for it so far. So, with that being said, I actually, real quick, really, really quick, because I want to give this movie a shout out. A Real Pain. A Real Pain, it expanded. This is a movie that's not going to make a whole lot of money. It went to Sundance, Searchlight. They paid for the distribution and whatnot. So, Jesse Eisenberg's okay. He's got the money that they invested into this movie back. No problem at all. It's made 3.3 worldwide at this point, 3 million domestically. Guys, go see A Real Pain. This is a wonderful film, and right now, and I haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet, so I got to go see that movie. But right now, at this very moment, my pick for Best Supporting Actor is Kieran Culkin. I think he is amazing in this film. I loved him, and I really want to see him get pushed for that Oscar. I think he deserves it. Again, I got to see Gladiator 2. A lot of people are saying Denzel is probably going to win his third Oscar for that movie, but I wanted to give a shout out to Real Pain because I think it's a wonderful film. It's one of the best movies of the year. It should get a Best Picture nomination. It should get a screenplay nomination, and Kieran Culkin deserves to get a nomination at the very least for A Real Pain. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to our next story, which is going to be about Ghostbusters. So, we had a Ghostbusters movie release, I believe, last year, Frozen Empire. Not that good of a movie. And that really disappointed me because I love Afterlife. I thought that was a wonderful film. And it was a wonderful way to get back into the world of Ghostbusters. So when they said, hey, we're going to be doing a sequel to Afterlife, Frozen Empire, I got pretty excited. And then Jason Reitman wasn't directing it. And I got a little worried. And I saw the movie. Didn't really like the movie all that much. Is it the worst movie I've seen ever? No. It wasn't the worst movie of that year even. It's just, it's not good. But he was doing an interview with the New York Post promoting his upcoming History Channel show, The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd. This comes from Deadline. He was talking to them, and it was brought up about future Ghostbusters movies and whether or not people like him or Bill Murray would appear in the movie. And he simply said, I don't see that coming. He then further expanded upon that comment there, and he said, I think they're probably going to move on to advancing it beyond the originals, which they should. And yeah, that's what he concluded about that. And here's the thing. Again, I love Dan Aykroyd. I really do. I also like Bill Murray quite a bit. And I think they're wonderful actors. I'm sorry. Like I said, Frozen Empire was just, it was not all that good. Yeah, it was nice to see the originals come back and have a bigger role in this movie. However, it didn't really work for me. I didn't like it. And I didn't necessarily think they were that good in a movie, if I'm going to be completely honest. And look, I agree with him. They're doing another Ghostbusters movie. I'm not really excited for it, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I do think that pushing it and advancing it beyond Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and focusing on the newer generation, I think that is going to be better for future Ghostbusters movies. I'll still go see the third one because I do like the Ghostbusters films for the most part. Again, I don't really like Ghostbusters 2 and Frozen Empire, like I said. Didn't dig it, but I think it is good that we're going to be moving ahead and moving forward with a newer cast. I'm assuming that we're going to have the cast from Afterlife and Frozen Empire come back and they're going to continue on and whatnot. I would assume anyway. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just going to assume they're going to come back. It would make sense. Um, and I'd be curious to see what they do. I wish that Jason Reitman would come back and direct it. If I'm going to be honest, I think that would be something that would get me excited for the film. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm very curious about that. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for Ghostbusters 3? Are you disappointed Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are probably not going to be back for any more Ghostbusters movies? Or do you agree with me and think it is the right decision to do so? Let me know in the comments down below.